Hello, welcome to the Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. If you're wondering why there's bees flying all over me, I just did 5 hive inspections on splits, and a couple of them were pretty angry, so that's why there's all these bees on me. Gonna do a quick update on Tiny Swarm, everyone's favorite hive. Everybody's rooting for them. So this is a combine from Mrs. Dickerson hive on the top that came from over there where Mrs. Dickerson failed and disappeared in the late winter time frame not too long ago. And Tiny Swarm is down here. Tiny Swarm's a swarm that showed up late summer last year, and I just nursed them along, and they're on their second queen, if I remember right. So I did a double screen combine so these two hives could benefit off each other's heat through these two hard freezes we had, and they could survive through that. Then I took the double screen out, put in this newspaper for the newspaper combine. So I'm going to check and see how they're doing by combining. So I'm probably going to take this paper out today. So let's get started. One good thing about these bees, they won't be near as mean as the last ones I've been in. They probably don't even need any smoke on them. Those kind of stuck together there. I'm gonna smoke these just so they'll go down, not because they're aggressive or anything. They're up here munching on this sugar. Whew. That smoke needs to get downwind from me. So I don't expect to see a whole lot up here in the top. I'm hoping most of them have gone back down where the queen is and huddled together, and then they'll work their way up here through the summer. So I don't see many bees at all. I see a few right here on one frame. So I'm seeing wax moth evidence right here. That's not good. So there's not enough bees in here to defend it from the wax moths. See that line and that web? It's a wax moth doing that. So I'm on the verge of an infestation here. If I can find that larva, I can squish it and kill it. Not sure where exactly it is. It might be on the opposite side, the other frame. So I'm not seeing in that newspaper down there where they have met up. So here's the other side of that moth frame from this one. So he's in here. So I'm going to remove these frames and get them out of here. They're going to go in my freezer and freeze that wax moth larva and kill it. So these bees aren't strong enough to work their way through the newspaper. So this comb up here is just getting ate up with wax moths. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shake the bees off the frames up here into the hive below so they can go ahead and join up. They didn't work their way through the newspaper like I thought they would, because they're two really weak hives, so they don't have the forces to do something like that, is what's happened. So I see wax moth larvae climbing around on that paper. I'll get you a close-up of those destructive little suckers. Where is he? All right. See right there on the corner? That's a wax moth larva. So we want them dead. So it's probably a good thing that they didn't combine, because those larvae would have dropped down in the bottom and been taking that over. So I'm going to get this off of here and just shake those bees down in to this other hive here. Okay. There's a few wax moth larvae on here, a few dead bees, some sugar. Kill that larva there. So I don't want those falling down in my hive. Get them away from here. In fact, I'm going to take them over here and dump them out. Okay. So I guess the bees didn't want a new car like Mr. CB suggested. In the Bee Movie, I think they had a Ferrari, which is a pretty stupid movie. Because bees are girls. Alright, so I'm going to look right in here, see if I spot the queen again. This really needs reduced into a newt. So I'm seeing wax moth larva evidence on that. And they had no business being in two big deeps like that. Because of the cold weather and the low population. So this is what's left, a tiny swarm right here. Yeah. These bees here are some survivors. I don't see the queen. Where are you? I'll look on the other frame. If the queen's dead, this hive's pretty much had it. There's not enough population to do anything with. There she is. Okay. I'm going to go get a nuke box and put these into a nuke and shake those other bees in it, because with the wax moth thing going on, they are not going to make it. Put this over this right for now, and so I'm going to go get a nuke box and I'll be right back. To save the tiny swarm, we're going to move them into a nuke box. So I got to get this off of here. Move all this out of the way. Put this down here. So I'm going to grab these two core two frames of bees here and get in here. So the queen is in between those. And I'm going to get two frames that look good, that have comb, and put next to those, and make sure there's no signs of wax moth larvae like this one has, so I'm not going to use that one. I think this one had wax moth on it. Yep. So those go to the freezer. Well, dang. There, we'll go with that one. I'm only going to put 4 frames in here. I'm not going to put 5. Okay, so there's 4 good frames with comb. Got them in there. Now I need to get some sugar on there because they have no food. Well, first of all, I'm going to shake these other bees in there because they need all the population they can get. Well, that ain't a lot of bees coming out. They're hanging on. Oh, guess they'll come off. Okay. There's a few right here. Give them all this sugar. So folks, these bees are on the borderline of surviving. If I'd have left them the way they were, as we just seen them, they would be totally done. Which, the way they are now, it's probably a pretty good odds that they're done anyway. So hypothetically, if one of the hives that I inspected in a prior video, that's too tall, the virgin queens don't mate, I can use this queen to save those splits, one of those splits. Put in here. So there, that'll give them something to eat on. Okay, so that's it for the tiny swarm. Is struggling once again. In a short amount of time, I'm going to grab a brood frame from another hive. I want to get them through this adjustment here and give them a boost with another hive's brood. In fact, I could do that right now, but it's kind of chilly and I don't have my drench spray that's a 50/50 sugar water and some Pro Health that'll mask the scent of the other hive. So that's what I need to do. I might do that tomorrow if it's warm. So tomorrow's Friday. It's supposed to get cold again this weekend. And I'm going to freeze these frames that are showing the wax moths in them. So this frame, or this hive, was just borderline being infested with wax moths. Next thing that they got to worry about is small hive beetles and ants getting in here. So yeah, the odds aren't in their favor at this point. It doesn't look good. But so I'm going to end this video here. Hey, give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.